Next up is Michigan head coach John Beilein. Beilein enters his 5th year with the Wolverines, welcoming back 12 letter winners and 4 starters, including preseason Wooden Award candidate Tim Hardaway Jr. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement, then open up the floor for questions.
It's hard to believe that it's been already 5 years that I've been able to have the privilege to coach at Michigan. We love practicing with this team right now. We have an incredible team-first attitude that's been very healthy so far. And now we're a couple weeks away from the start of a season. So we love the young men on our team. The most difficult thing will be replacing Darius Morris and all the intangibles that we had last year as a team that was really playing with a chip on their shoulder. So we're working hard at that, and I like the progress so far.
Thank you, Coach. Open up the floor for questions. Front left.
Coach, how close to the start of the season do you think you'll choose a starter for the point guard position and replace Darius Morris?
You know, we have a scrimmage coming up. We have an exhibition game coming up. That will be a big part of it. And then, you know, every practice, you know, there's an opportunity for me to evaluate. So I would think before that, you know, the 3 or 4 days before our first game with Ferris State on a Friday night, we'll probably choose that just the week of that game.
Right-hand side.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the improvements to Crisler Arena and what that's meant in terms of both recruiting and just the players you have right now, and also the play itself on the court? I think Coach Borseth talked about the painting of the roof, making it seem a little bit brighter in there.
Yeah, there's been 2 things going on. First of all, the Crisler improvements are striking. There's just, you just walk into it, you feel like it's a brand new arena. And it had aged quite a bit. It's a wonderful building for Michigan basketball for a long time. But Cassie Russell being inducted at the NCAA Hall of Fame, that's the last time it was probably updated, was when they built it. So it's really been nice for our kids, and I think they feel good about themselves when they're out there. The other thing, with our Player Development Center, our practice facility, is all but completed. It's 2 weeks away. We've actually moved in the offices. That's going to lead to so much more efficiency in how we operate every day. So it's a good environment right now to grow as a basketball program.
Front left.
Coach, how do you think Hardaway is going to react to defenses really keying in on him this season, as you know, him being the focal point of the Michigan offense?
We got an early answer on that the other day when we just had a scrimmage where he was so unselfish. He had 7 assists and no turnovers in a scrimmage, and he sees the open people almost sometimes to a fault, where if they're putting extra men on him or guarding him a certain way, this is a team-first guy now. So he has been really, he's fairly comfortable in that. I think, obviously, he's still young. He's 19 years old. He's still young. His body is developing. But still, he's going to have a lot of bumps in the roads because you have to guard him. But he realized that's part of the journey himself to reach his goals of being a great Michigan basketball player and then playing afterwards.
John, 2 years ago there were similar expectations in the program with Manny Harris and Deshaun Sims coming back. How is this year different than those expectations, and how that season turned out?
You know, I think that one of the things that happened in that season was an injury to Manny Harris earlier in that season. The expectations were very high, but Manny was never really got to 100%, we felt, the entire year. And we were probably more dependent on he and Deshaun, and the rest of the pieces were not complete yet. I think that we can, if those two did not have a good game, we had a very difficult chance of winning. This team, I think, has where the talent, those two are extremely talented players. This team may have a few more pieces, and I think we have a great team chemistry on the team as well that hopefully will, a lot of intangibles go into winning. We hope we possess as many as you would need.
Front right.
Coach, where does Trey rank among the other freshmen in the Big Ten as far as being able to play right away? I mean, with the Zellers and those other big-time freshmen.
I have no idea about the other freshmen. I just look at my team and whether, you have to look at the rotation and how many veterans they have coming back. He's walked into a great situation with Darius Morris leaving as far as he personally. At the same time, there's a lot that goes on from going from a high school guard to a college guard. So after 2 weeks of practice, he's shown a lot of moxie, some great poise, and the other day in particular, a lot of toughness. So those are three things that you'd like to have a freshman have, and usually that takes a few years for them to accumulate some of those traits. He showed last week some really positive things in those areas that are beyond his ability to make a jump shot or make a play. And so we're hopefully he'll continue that trend.
Any further questions? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.